Hey all you dudes and dudettes, Toyshiz here, and today we're going to be looking at the brand new NECA Toys God of War Old Man Kratos. And just from the packaging and just a look of the figure within the box, this is going to be one ultimate figure. I know I've said it before and a million times, I'm a big fan of packaging. I think it's a great selling point, especially for me. And when you have really nice, premium packaging like this, it just really seals in the time and energy and the love that goes into making action figures. The back of the box is amazing. It's got really nice in-video game artwork, nice concept art. The figure Kratos stands tall right on the back of the packaging in a great pose. He has a great bio. I love a good bio. You never see that anymore. Hasbro with the Transformers and some of the Marvel Legends. I think it really helps cement, what you're going to be doing with the figure. It just gives you a jumping off point as to what, at least from when I was a little kid, it's not telling you exactly how to play or how to, deal with this particular figure. It's more like, here's A, now do B. The bottom side of the box shows all the great producers and developers and the man who sculpted it and everything else. And I love that they do that. I love that NECA takes the time to tell you all this, to show you who the artists and the designers and everything else like that. So that's just amazing. So to all those people, thank you very much. Now let's crack this thing open and have a look at, this is going to be an amazing figure. Who are we kidding? All right, let's get it open. And here is Kratos right out of the packaging. And I got to say, just off the bat, he is looking fantastic. From his shield to his giant axe, he looks great. The paint, the sculpt work, the little intricate details. I can't say enough nice things about this. NECA has done another fantastic job. Just from zooming in here, you get to see his shield up close. Look at the ornate design, the snake scales, just everything. The line work is beautiful. The red paint, the ashy white texturing of his flesh and everything. The details on every piece of, garment and clothing that he's wearing is sculpted. Detail on his arms, his scars, his fingernails have paint. That's shocking to me. And his ornate jewelry, the design on his axe, the line work. Man, there's just so many things to even talk about. Just some backstory behind the God of War or Kratos. I played all 3 PlayStation games when they came out years ago. They're a lot of fun. The first one was great. Second one by third never really got boring, but it is a lot of the same puzzle. Move this, kill this. The cutscenes, though, are really what drew me to the game, especially in the last one. That was just epic. When you go up against these giant boss battles and stuff like that, it was a thing of beauty. You know what I mean? And it really cemented Kratos as just this gung ho badass. So yeah, I think they nailed it. Now that he's a little bit older, I don't want to know the story. I'm just waiting for the game, to play it and everything else like that. I figure this has got to be sometime in the future, but I can't wait to play it.
So I'm a man now, like you?
No, we are not men. We are more than that.
Okay, and here is Kratos up close. As you can see, the paint detail is quite just, dang, that is pretty awesome. It's kind of hard to tell, but he has a little bit of what looks like a green blue kind of around his eyelids, and then gold eyes, gold yellow eyes. God, this figure is just fantastically sculpted. Look at the beard. I like the gray in the beard, just subtly. That's pretty cool. The white, and then you kind of move on to sculpted the shoulder harness up to his arms, the wrappings, his hands. God, NECA went all out with this. And you know what I like? The white, the ghost ashes paint that he's supposed to have all over his body. It looks like, ashy kind of application. It's not, it's not supposed to be a completely white kind of paint, and I like that. I like that attention to detail. He's got a huge scar right in the middle of his stomach. It's nip slip. You can kind of pull this down just a bit. You can see, the paint. The paint definitely on the red goes all the way around. So There's no inconsistency. The whole thing is, God, it's painted so well. You can kind of see down there. Look at his belt and his garments and his Trojan kind of garbs there. His hornpipe. Damn, look at that thing. It even has little symbols, Greek symbols on it. It's got a nice sculpted pouch, a knife area. Now this does come in the box, and what's even cooler is that it's removable, so you can pull it in and out. But I like that it stays in there pretty well. He's kind of got like a Legend of Zelda bomb pack right there. I don't know, a satchel, if you will. I guess you could call it a satchel. The red, it continues over there from his Trojan attire. You know, straight black pants, I guess you could say, all the way around. Those are nice. It goes down into his knee guards. He's got more wrappings on his legs. And then it goes into his boots. So a lot more going on up top than, you know, towards the bottom. But I like that. It's a nice juxtaposition, and you don't need too much going on with such a great figure. On this gauntlet right here, you can see, I'll show you, nice silvery application. It even has, you know, very detailed, you know, sculpting in there. There's actually some, you can barely see it. I'll pull out a little bit, but you can see kind of like runes and little symbols that they put in there. So that's cool. And then what's really neat is that when, and this is too funny. This actually took me a little bit, because I'm like, okay, well, he's got to be able to put his shield on. I kept looking on the back, you know, and I'm thinking, okay, well, that'll never work. This is where the axe is going to go. This is pretty nifty, but you're going to want to store this in a really, really safe spot. So what you do, it's this one right here. What you do is, you know, just go in here, pop this up, pops right off. Place this somewhere. You're not going to lose it, because you're going to be upset if you do. But anyways, I'll show you in a second. That's where his shield goes on. So pretty nifty, you know, little hidden feature, but I like that, you know, some ingenuity in that. But like I said, don't lose that piece. Okay, really quick, I'm going to go over the articulation of the figure. He has head rotation, looks up about that much, looks down about that much. That's a good range for me. You know, Kratos doesn't need to be, you know, doing too much as far as, you know, the head goes. You know, to get him in the good battle positions, you know, his arm is going to go all the way around. He has a bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows. Now, because it's a NECA figure, I'm going to throw this out there and warn you guys. Now, it's not going to be on everybody's, but heat it up or do what you got to do, because I am not going to force this too much. It's already kind of freaking me out, but just keep that in mind around some of these joints. He has a wrist swivel, and it's got nice rotation. It doesn't have forward backward, but it's, you know, it's fine for what it is, especially since this is supposed to be his shield holding arm. Now on this side, because he has this harness, if you wanted to, you know, he's wielding his axe technically with this, it's very much hindered. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, that's without forcing it too much, that's how much it's going to go up. I'm sure if you wanted to try and kind of, you know, finagle this thing off of him, I'm not going to touch it. That's, the fact is, like, why would you want to do that? It's, you know, the whole point is it's supposed to be on there, but it doesn't really do too much to hinder, you know, anything. I mean, you're going to end up holding the axe in this side. You can get some good poses out of it. Right here, another double jointed, same thing on this side. Now, this this hand does swivel, also turn, so that's the only difference. Oh, you know what? I totally take it back. This one does too. Just wasn't doing it. I had to loosen it up a little bit. Anyways, as far as ab crunch goes, it's about that much. Again, you don't want to force NECA Toys. I'm not saying they make, you know, they make, you know, pieces of art. So just, you don't want to have to take this thing back and then have to buy another one. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't go too crazy. He can kick out roughly about that much. that much forward. This is all kind of hindered right here, but again, I don't know who poses their action figures doing the high kicks, so I'm just saying. It goes back about that much too. Now on this, he's got a double jointed knee, and these are actually a lot more pliable. They, you know, it's not making me worried it's going to break or anything like that. He has some ankle swivel, and he's got nice little he's got some toe pivot, which is cool. You know, it gets him into that like kind of Spartan poses that he's known for if you wanted to do that. Same thing on this side. This side on mine, a lot more stiff. Turns. He's got a thigh swivel as well. Just be careful. I'm telling you, just be careful. And he also, okay, and there we go. I'm just putting it back. All right, so here's the other thing. This hand is his axe holding hand. These hands, you're not going to be able to slip the axe through that. So you got to do the old heat him up trick. Now watch this. Can't open his hand at all. Give me 2 seconds. Actually, I like doing this. It's kind of fun. Let me know in the comments how you heat up your figures. I just use a hot cup of water. I think that's best. Blowing. I don't want to get anything. So now I heat it up, and his hands are pliable. So what you want to do? Just take the axe, and I gotta set this down. Slip the axe into his hand, and it'll slowly go back to normal. Yep, there you go. And now he's gripped the axe totally. Now the shield is very ornate. Look at this thing. Look at the detail, the sculpted lines, everything. God, that's cool. It's very light, which I wish it was a little bit heavier. I mean, I understand if you're going to apply to the figure and stuff like that, you want it to be light. It looks great just to apply to his arm anyways, and then when you try to pose the figure. But I'm just saying, I like a little bit more heft, you know, with action figures themselves or with their accessories and such. So, and then this side, the reflectiveness of the shield is so cool. Something like out of the movie Gladiator. Just very, very Greek, very Roman. Beautiful sculpt work. NECA always just kills it. Almost like snake skin around there, and just all the way around that. That is so just very pretty. That is very cool to look at. Okay, so now that I'm done talking about this shield, so what you want to do, like I said, go ahead, pop this little part off of his arm, and then as you can see, that is going to clip directly into his head, and boom, old man Kratos has got his shield. And dang if that doesn't look, here, let's make them all like, come at me, bro. So stupid. Yeah, there you go. He looks amazing. I have to say, I'm so glad I picked this figure up. This is one of my favorite figures. Again, like, God, 2018 is just absolutely killing it. It's insane. Like, there's just too many good figures, which is basically killing my wallet, which, I mean, there's even more coming because we just had Toy Fair, so I don't know. So I guess you could probably tell, yes, NECA has absolutely killed this again. It's a terrific sculpt. It's an amazing figure. The articulation is just perfect. It doesn't need to be crazy. He doesn't need to be, at least for me, it's, I mean, like, why would you need him in all these crazy poses? This is the Kratos pose right here. It's just on your shelf in your collection. People are going to wonder what this is. It's a good conversation piece. I highly recommend it, and I think you should pick it up. Alright, and that's my review. In closing, I really like what NECA has done. I think they've taken the God of War license, Kratos, and just really made an excellent figure. I don't think that you could have asked for something better. The articulation is good. The paint is fantastic. The sculpting is fantastic. You can't ask for something else. It just, you know, all the nice things I keep saying about it, there really isn't anything bad. Something that I would have liked to have seen if I had to kind of nitpick it a little bit, maybe an extra head sculpt or two, something and more of a sense of like angry. We kind of have a neutral face. Kratos to me has always been, you know, one angry dude. So to get a very snarly, ferocious, vicious looking face would have been, you know, the icing on the cake. I hope that they don't, you know, release something like that later, because then I'm, you know, a little just like an ultimate Kratos or something like that. But maybe an accessory pack later on, you know, in the line, if these continue to come out and do well. You know, the weapons are great. I do like the removable knife. I love his shield. I like the axe that he's come with. You can't ask for something, you know, better. So please, if you want to, if you can, definitely pick it up. And thank you very much for watching this video. If you've made it this far, go ahead and hit the like button if you like. Also subscribe, and go ahead and hit that little ringy bell thing so you can always find out when I post more videos. And more videos are on the way, I assure you. You can also go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Toyshiz. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Adios.